Yeah.
my motherboard and non-graphics processor are the two like what's the word?
Bottlenecks.
Bottlenecks. Yeah.
I don't think local recording uses additional resources.
If you're already using OBS, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it might max out your hard drive. So if
I
you only have
3.
one hard drive, that'd be a problem. Okay, then just make sure the game and the recordings aren't on the same hard drive, and you should be fine.
All right. That'll work well.
Yeah. Streaming power.
Yes, streaming power. I'm just actually right now realize that Grigsby's old gig ideas that I had, just in case he wants to work a gig, they're not relevant anymore, and the Faceless
really, no.
has some new gig possibilities.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the gig possibilities, like the stock ones and the Faceless, are kill someone for money, smash some shit for money, break something for money.
Extort, raid, or rob a wealthy population. Not a person. Execute murder on behalf of a wealthy NPC, or serve a wealthy NPC as a bodyguard.
Nice.
So there are a couple wealthy NPCs.
So really, being an altruistic Faceless, you're kind of working against yourself.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
There is no lawful good Faceless that's actually got any money. Like,
well, that depends on who says the law in this apocalyptic wasteland. If the law is said wealthy NPC, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I just make it so that the Faceless is Bartertown. Yeah.
Rules on the 8 days of the power to enforce them.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get rid of all your Grigsby ideas, because I bet some of those jobs will go to Mimi.
Well, I don't think it matters
Maybe.
unless she becomes a player character.
Sure.
Which she could. I mean, I'm
she
hoping
could.
that I'm not the only one to die, like other people.
Well, remember, Zandy, you now have the means to ensure that you're not the only one to die now.
Yes, meaning I kill everyone. That's the thing I can do.
With an axe.
Nice.
Oh, speaking of which, I was looking through the tags for things because I assume what tags mean. I never really look at the definitions.
Yeah.
Messy tag, actually, the first thing it says is the thing that's messy is also loud,
because of
which
screaming.
is strange for an axe.
It's
But-
because of the screaming.
Because of the screaming.
Yes, that is why. If it isn't because of the gunshot, it's because of the screaming. Yep.
Nice.
So just remember that. Oh man, this is gonna work so well. Oh boy. Okay. Before we begin, or if we're ready to do so, I have a couple questions. A couple of things that I don't think will really come out and play. So I just want to ask them. Firstly, after Grigsby died, Kim, did you go back into the crowd to treat, because the people were injured and they were fighting each other, and it had died down, the fighting. Did you go back to treat any of those people?
I did not go back
Only
to
the
those
ones with
fights.
money.
Okay.
If they
And
showed up
then-
on my door, it's possible. But
Uh,
as far as Kim's concerned, half the people there wanted to kill him.
Yeah. Well, in that case, after Grigsby died, that was dealt with, you went right back to your clinic?
I actually brought Grigsby to my clinic with Whisk.
Right. I
So
forgot
I
about that.
would assume that when Whisk's gang came back, they would go to the clinic and get patched up.
Yeah. Some of the people, like, in that case, yeah, people would show up at your clinic. Because you were bringing Grigsby, there might actually have already been people who were in that exact fight at your clinic.
Right.
You treated them, I assume?
I mean,
now-
once it became clear I could not bring Grigsby back,
Yeah. Okay. One more question. I think some of the people there would try, and I think it'd be pretty obvious to you, but they would try to like pretend that they weren't involved in the other side, like they weren't like some of these guys used to be in Bean's gang and now Bean's dead. They
Right.
as a gang tried to kill you. Would you treat them like they would? They're just like in the line with the other people, and of course, all of these people wouldn't like now they're out of mob mode and they don't see each other as sort of a faceless thing, and like a couple of them might recognize each other, but you're the only doctor in town.
I think Kim wouldn't have a problem with treating them, but he'd make it clear that they owe him.
Okay, cool.
So when you first turned on your emergency medical field guide thing, and the terms of service agreement popped up with the Hippocratic Oath, you hit yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, that's one thing though, is that I'm kind of like I've always been saying that the field guide is kind of anachronistic. Like, it wasn't meant to be used after the apocalypse. So there definitely was something like that where, oh, make sure you say this Hippocratic Oath, and Kim's like, okay, I agree, yes.
yeah, sort of more of a religious.
Like, I agree. Don't read it. Whatever.
I don't have not knowing what it is. I think Kim might have read the whole thing.
I'm hungry. Can I eat this? That's what I want to know.
Yep. Perfect. And then one other question. I don't see any idea how it could come up in play. So, Whisk, when you say that Bean's real dad disappeared, do you mean he's dead or he's actually disappeared? Like he's somewhere else?
No, I mean he's like buried under the ice somewhere. As a
okay,
skeleton,
I
right?
wanted to check. Okay.
First mystery meet Thursday? Yeah, we know.
Yep.
Yeah, feed him to the.
I will neither confirm nor deny that I fed some people to some people.
Nice.
Dead and buried under the ice. Cool. Well, we've seen one person come back from the dead so far.
Yeah, that's okay. Can I say as a flashback that I already removed the plant creature from Kettle?
I didn't even know you were trying to do that.
Yeah.
So let's maybe not quite just as a flashback, especially since Whisk very early on is going to see them.
It's been like a couple of weeks.
It has been a couple of weeks, but I don't mean just as saying it as a flashback. It could still have happened in the past, but I like what.
However, we
workshopped this. I think already. Did we workshop this?
No.
Okay.
Basically, what happened was there was that time when Kim was approached to look after Kettle and Dogmeat, and he said he would, with the understanding that he was trying to find a way to remove the plant creature.
Yeah, and I think especially now that
we haven't touched on it since then.
Yes.
So I feel like I would like to say that, like, if he had opportunity, he did remove the plant creature.
You have a workshop and can work on people like a savvy head on tech, right? I think this you have it now.
Yeah, so that is a new development. So I think, as far as like narratively speaking, it would make sense that like part of the reason for like establishing the lab in the first place was to further your research on the plant.
I think you couldn't without a like, lab.
That's reasonable.
So let's look at that. I suppose now, since it is sort of during the past,
he still has been researching the plant creatures, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And one thing I would like to say is that included in the medical test was also a psychological test.
Okay. Of course, you don't need the lab for that.
Changing. No, I don't.
Okay.
And then there's one more thing after you think about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll work best here. I think what might work best here would be at some point, and it could just be now, to do a read a person, but it's technically on both Dogmeat and Kettle because you're looking for sort of signs of how they're different. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that work to do it now?
Yeah.
We haven't highlighted stats yet, so let's highlight stats first.
Let's highlight stats.
And then there's a thing I want to do while you are getting your your supply for your med kit. We're gonna have a bit of a thing because now Whisk, you have people guarding him, right? I think you do. Kim?
Yeah.
What happens with, how does Kim get their supply from the ship?
I mean, he gets on a snowmobile and goes there.
Yes, but now you have guards. Do they accompany you? Do they not let you go? What's up with? I think that's your decision, Whisk.
Yeah, they would definitely go with.
Okay.
I assume they follow me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not telling them where I'm going.
They would. Well, okay. I think we're getting to the point now where let's highlight stats.
Sure.
This might be a significant scene. It's like, yeah, they're dead.
It's pretty significant. Like I might literally kill them. That's actually on the table.
Exactly. I could sense that as a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. So, stat highlights. Who would like to go first?
My highest is Whisk.
Okay. What did you have last week?
I was cool and hard.
All right. Well, let's do hot.
All right.
Nice. I do kind of want to see what happens if you kill those guys. I'm gonna go with hard again.
All right.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
I've been hard every session of Apocalypse World.
You're the angel.
Hard.
You have to kill people.
I'm the hardest. All right.
There's a carrot next to that gun. Just saying.
Kim, you got me too.
You want you to be weird. We haven't seen your attachment to the Maelstrom at all, I think.
All right. Well, that's because I have a -1, but okay.
Sorry, bro.
The attachment is not very.
I really want to see what it is.
Well, you have a -1, and also based on the scene ideas I have, hot.
Okey-doke.
Hot works. Yeah.
All right. I've got Kim at a +3, so lay it on me.
Be cool.
Cool. All right. That's good. That's good for me.
Okay.
I want you to cause a lot of trouble.
And I think what might make the most sense here. Hot?
Jackass. All right.
The mute plant thing is going to be hot. All right, let's do it.
He's not mute anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
It's
working on it.
Yep.
Shit. All right.
One thing I do want to know, is Whisk holding on to my field guide?
Whisk?
Well, I think at this point, knowing what I know about you, I know that you're basically useless without it. So I think I'll let you keep it.
Yeah. All right. Good.
And Kim did delete any evidence of its previous owner, so there ain't nothing there. What's up with Litz right now? Is she still staying at your place for the most part, just in case Kim tries anything, or as long as there are guards there? Like, Litz has 2 kids, and they're worried if there are like armed guards around them or something like that. But they don't. It's the apocalypse. They don't got school.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it kind of depends, right? Because like Kim, how have you been acting? You've been keeping to yourself.
Yep. Kim has not seen any like people with guns in his face watching him. And if you remember, like how he acted with Litz when she came with that black eye, like he's very much like, "Oh, we're going to settle it privately. I guess it's settled. Let's move on."
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're being cool, I think she's probably safe to stay back at her place.
Okay. And then the only other question that I have is, well, not really question, but sort of statement. Now, a lot of the people who came to defend the wood stove due to Griggs's speech, many of them would include the regulars of Whisk. And some of them died due to the harm that was taken. Camo is dead. as well as Toyota.
Okay.
They both didn't make it in the fight. What? Yeah. What do you think about that, Whisk? How does she react? Like, probably the next day, like the next morning, Whisk would find out, or maybe even that night. Your employers might, because of course they were there too. A lot of your employees were like following and keeping track of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They would, of course, tell you.
I think there's definitely like some kind of like after hours kind of like service that we would do with like everyone around, and it's just shitty. But you know, people die, right?
That's the speech you give.
Yeah, it's just shitty, but people die, I guess. It's probably more eloquent, but you know.
Yeah. You with your hot stat, it would.
Whisk is hotter than I am.
Do you have like a bit of a memorial thing where people would like? I don't think they have flowers or anything, but they probably just put like tiny pieces of like barter or something.
Yeah, I probably have something set up.
Cool. Is it just inside or just outside of your shop?
Inside on the far end of like the bar.
Cool.
Right.
All right. I think that's everything for now. Yeah. Yep. Oh, not quite. I have one more question. Whisk Ba has likely come to you multiple times. I say trying to. I don't really see. He might. It might not be he has to try very hard type of thing. And I can't remember if I've asked this question before. If I did, I'm awful at writing down answers. He holds parties often, and he was wondering if you have any party favors for him. Do you do that? Like, this drug's in the post-apocalyptic thing, which means people don't really care. But he was wondering if you would be willing to acquire and sell them to him.
I don't think that's really Whisk's speed. I think. Yeah, I think if
he wasn't looking for speed, just downers. So
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Do you like refer them somewhere else then, or something like that?
Yeah, I think I probably know where to get some, and I know.
Yeah, like they don't have to operate underground or anything. They like have a shop, and they're like, "Yeah, come get your drugs here." Like they don't need to operate secretly in this place. I don't think that anyone cares unless if you are on the job while working for Fleece, then that's because you're stupid.
Yeah, and then to be honest, I probably had to set them up with Kim, or at least set Kim up with them.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes the most sense. Kim, are you doing that?
Wait, I'm being set up with somebody? What?
Do you deal narco stabs for pleasure instead of?
Yeah. If people come to buy drugs from you, do you do that?
Yeah.
Cool.
One of the things on the infirmary is a drug lab.
For recreational use. So just so we're clear on that.
I didn't really say.
Well, I'm just saying, as for your intentions, you're like, yes, I'm a heroin dealer. I totally give people morphine.
Yeah. In fact, if that becomes a thing,
I'm not asking questions, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I help with both emotional pain and physical pain.
In fact, I might work a gig where I'm selling crack. Let's find out.
Okay. Just don't have it camouflage in with the snow.
Really hard to find baking soda.
Okay.
No, I grind up bone, chicken bone. That's what I cut my heroin with.
This is amazing.
Why do you have a storeroom full of baby laxative?
So, I think let's see what happens. Obviously, the guards don't want you to go anywhere. Like they don't want you leaving without them accompanying you.
Well, set this up. Like, how do they tell me I'm not allowed to leave?
Assuming you just start maybe you just start walking to your. It's probably like early, it's probably like once a week or something. You go and get a bunch of and make a trip to the boat.
I think
or once
I assume there's like more probably stashed on the rig because it doesn't make sense that I'm going there every day.
No, I agree. I think that you've had to go there more often lately because of the recent like raider attack on travelers, and just more people in general.
Yeah.
You've had to go there more often, especially lately.
Okay.
Just as a point, wouldn't the lab make having to go there moot? I mean, he could just make his own shit in the lab.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to choose myself as a supplier.
You could be allowed to change suppliers over, like, if it makes sense narratively, but I don't think the drug lab would itself be like the supplier would then just be the supplies for the drugs.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just.
I feel like if that were true, then the infirmary move would say this includes the supplier move.
Yeah.
Which is a separate move that I had to buy.
Yeah. The drug lab you can use to turn the medical drugs into better recreational drugs.
I suppose that if I bought the supplier move again and said it was my drug lab, but then my drug lab would become a threat, I assume.
It could, yeah.
Which would be weird. I'm a threat.
And also, if you do lose that like supplier, you're also losing.
Right.
As far as I could see it, probably your entire lab. So it's all your eggs in one basket as a thing.
It'd be more smart to like choose, say, Fleece as my supplier.
Yep, you'd have to figure that out with her. But for now, you still have a supplier.
Yep.
Which is the boat. And I think that if you just sort of try to do the normal thing, which I imagine you're near the docking bay already, and so you probably start walking. They know what your snowmobile is.
It's like on a GM layer, I understand that there's a threat. But I think that as a character, Kim has not had any inkling, or nobody has like even threatened him that he can't leave the rig.
Yeah. Whisk, did we name these people? The guards? I remember naming the assistants. I don't remember if we named the guards.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Would you like to?
Yeah, let's do...
We've got Kettle Broth and Pepper. Pepper was, remember, the girl who was... she could be one of them. She was there with you and Litz and Kim, and then she went to help guard Litz's kids.
Yeah, I think Pepper's probably one of them, so I only have to name one person, and that's way easier. Let's do...
I have one idea.
The grind.
Right,
Literally, the grind is a character.
The grind? I was thinking Spicy.
Spicy.
Spicy is a total apocalyptic name.
Let's go with Spice.
Spice, Pepper, and Spice.
Yeah.
What's that word from?
They're conspicuously unrelated.
Uh-huh.
What's that word? Caliente. Caliente.
Their name, it's literally danger.
Yeah, come on, Caliente.
You could have 3 guards. It's up to you how many guards you have on Kim.
Stick with just the 2.
Right.
Okay, Pepper and Spice. Now, does it rotate, or is it always those 2?
I think there's a small pool that, trades out.
Then, I think, Pepper calls out as soon as you start walking towards
let's
your
back up a little
snowmobile.
bit. So Kim wouldn't leave the rig without a gun?
I imagined you are near your... Yeah, you can totally have your gun on you. I imagine you're walking from
It was taken from me.
Lab.
I believe I have to buy another gun. So
you're totally right.
What's the best gun I can buy?
Before we do that, let's do the barter move.
All right.
Now, I have a special move here, and before I even reveal it, I have one question. From what we know about the rig so far, I imagine fresh water is right now fairly accessible because you have heat to melt ice, and ice itself is super plentiful, right?
Sure.
If you are a gifted one and have access to clean water at the start of a session, you don't have to make the barter move because it's already been established. They don't got to eat. Is that okay with everyone as a thing?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
There's actually a move that lets anybody do that if they want to take it, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
so twig speed, which we still need. You still need someone to give you a name.
Yeah.
You, as long as you have access to clean water, and right now the rig has access to clean water, you don't need to make the water move.
Nice. Good. Then I don't need that thing that I thought up earlier. That's good. Because what I was figuring is if I did have to make the barter move or the lifestyle move, it was going to be bribing people down in the hydroponic level that they didn't see me start taking like plant nutrients and stuff and feeding off of that.
I think we'll see. I think actually Mimi would stop by. Whisk has lots of food, and so I think Whisk sells some water, and there's probably like I don't know if there's full-on water fountains. That seems kind of weird. There's probably like pipes and that pipe clean water, and they're like parts of them you can just open and then dunk like a cup or a bucket into, and then just drink from that. There's probably also like containers of water for when you have to travel. Mm-hmm. So Mimi's been going to Whisk's place and picking some of those up.
That's interesting. When you have containers of water that you travel with in the frozen wasteland, how do you keep those from freezing?
Either you drink them quickly. I don't think vacuum sealing is a thing. So
you keep them under your coats and stuff. You keep the skins right against your body.
Yeah,
you probably have a thermos of hot water.
Yeah,
we salvaged a bunch of hot hands packs. You just crush them and they get warm.
No, I mean,
yeah,
the vacuum silver thermos thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, body heat makes the most sense for most people. So she has been like bringing you some water. I think you've probably had to ask her for more. You drink like I have a big cup of water here. You drink like 5 of these a day, if not more. Like you're a big plant. And for the others, are you guys good to make the barter move? Do you have the barter you need?
I pay barter.
One of you, just Kim. Okay. You're paying 1 or 2. Are you extra secure?
Just 1.
Just 1. Okay. Cool. Side highlights are done. Everything's done. Okay. You want to buy a gun?
Yeah, maybe some armor too.
Okay.
What's for sale? Can I just pick off the list?
Are you trying to hide it? I don't think your bodyguards want you to have a gun.
I feel like they would actually stop me from getting a gun before they stop me from...
I think they would. Would you like how do you just like try to do it sneakily and sneak away from them?
Well, Kim doesn't even know they exist yet.
What? No, I think they're making themselves purposefully known, as far as I knew.
So last session, like every time I was like, "Is anybody watching me?" The answer was no. So now there is.
Yes.
At what point do they start making themselves known? Is it when I go to get a gun? Is it before that?
Whisk?
I think it would probably be before. I think. Yeah, I think at one point, shortly after the whole incident, they just approached you and were just like, "Okay, we're gonna let you keep doing your thing.
Okay.
We're just gonna stick around to make sure you don't try anything, harmful."
Okay. I think Kim's fine with that because it means more protection for him. But when he goes to leave the rig, he doesn't want anyone following him because it's a secret location.
Yeah.
I think he tries to convince them, he needs some time alone. Just tell them I was in the drug lab making these pills for everybody.
Now...
Also, you're echoing. You probably unmuted yourself on Google.
Yeah, thanks. I don't think that these guards would... Let me think. Pepper would probably not fall for that. She saw what happened. Some of them wouldn't. Now, those might not be the exact same guards, because as Whisk said, there's a small pool of them. So it might not be Pepper and Spice that are on at this time. They're the ones on when you're actually trying to leave, not when you're trying to buy a gun.
I feel like Kim would wait for Pepper because he's already convinced her once.
True.
And I think Pepper understands that people have been giving him lying about him and stuff. And yeah, he got angry. That's how it works. I think it's more likely to work again on her.
Pepper wants details. I think she says, "Yeah, you want some alone time?"
Mm-hmm. I think.
What for? And she doesn't trust you.
Okay, I think Kim says, "I need resources off the rig, and really the only thing keeping them safe is that people don't know about them. And if you want to watch me on the rig, that's fine, but I need to get supplies, and Fleece isn't exactly forthcoming. In fact, she expects me to help all these people and to help keep all the shepherds alive without giving me anything at all. So, it's hard to do that. And I'm trying to help the rig here, but
how do I know you won't just run off?
I'll give you my word. I don't give my word to everybody.
Roll plus hot.
Okay. Roll plus hot.
That's a good way to set the tone. That's better than last week.
That's much better. Yeah, last week, I remember that was awful. No one could roll well, for the most part.
All right.
She pauses for a long moment, just sort of taking, she is deliberating this choice. It's not an easy choice for her.
Yeah, I'm asking her to betray Whisk, basically.
Yeah. And so she just says, "Yeah, I don't want to get injured and then have you not be able to treat me. I saw you treating the other people after the fight. Fine. Just get back here before anyone can tell."
I'll be as fast as I can. But Kim does try and buy a gun.
Yeah, you don't go immediately to your vehicle. You go buy a gun first.
Yeah. I feel like Kim would also tell her this.
Just being respectful.
Yeah, telling her I can't leave the rig alone without protection. I have to have some kind of gun. And I think he says, when I get back, I'll give it to you.
We'll talk about when you get back.
I'll give it to you.
She raises an eyebrow, impressed, in a good way, and says, "All right."
Okay. All right, so I go buy a gun. I want to buy the best gun I can buy. I have 3 barter. And maybe
you can buy a lot with 3 barter.
I know. I could buy all kinds of things with 3 barter.
You can buy...
Alright, so... Are you triggering the move or just letting him buy?
Well, you want to buy the best gun you can buy. That's very different from just a gun. So right. I think this might trigger the move. Peripheral moves, barter moves, yeah.
When you go into a holdings bustling market looking for something particular to buy, and it's not obvious whether you should be able to just go buy one like that, roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, yes. On a 7 to 9, the MC chooses some options.
I agree. I think this makes... If you're looking for the best damn gun you can find, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Let's roll this shit. Okay.
Wow.
So, tell me about this gun, man.
You can just go buy it like that. Let me go look at weapons and armor.
Let's see here. 230 on the PDF if you're...
I have... There's a handout. I have.
Okay.
I'll show it to all players. You got a 12.
Yeah.
Would you like to pick? I think no large-scale weapons.
Sure.
Of course, but anything like grenade tube even is possible with a 12. Now, not all of them, I don't believe. Let me check. Is every weapon? Let me check barter. Because I think it's most firearms. Some of them might be 2 barter.
Yeah, like the SMG is 2 barter. So probably anything in firearms give you pause, it's worth 2 barter.
Yeah.
Maybe like the grenade launcher itself is probably worth 3 barter.
Where do you see barter costs for them? I don't have them on here.
There isn't, but there is a short paragraph where he talks about what he would charge. What page is the move on?
The barter move is 226.
All right, let me see here. So let's try charging for assault rifle.
Let's see.
This is hard because...
Oh yeah, here we go. There's a one-time expenditure and very subject to availability. 1 barter might count for these things.
Yeah, as long as it's not high tech or luxury.
It's 1 barter.
It's 1 barter.
All right.
If you look at page 230, yes, I just go ahead, let everyone in Apocalypse World have easy access to any or all of the above. If you feel like making them buy, 1 barter should cover it, maybe 2 barter for an SMG. And never make anybody buy a crowbar. Also, the hardholder playbook says stuff, but I'm not a hardholder.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so high tech adds a barter.
And
basically.
Lux adds a barter.
Okay.
Lux adds a barter. And what's an SMG?
SMG is not even it's just a common firearm. I don't know why it doesn't have those tags.
Then the only difference there would be auto fire. So maybe auto fire should add a barter as well.
Because that'd be powerful. Okay. What are you thinking?
So I would either want to get like a machine gun. Is that too much?
Yeah. I think you can get an assault rifle for 2 barter.
Assault rifle.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, 3 harm, close, far, loud, auto fire.
Yeah. This is like better than what even most raiders are packing.
That's fine. And can I get some armor?
Some of the raiders would have.
Like maybe an armor vest or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just 1 armor? Or
yeah, just 1 armor.
1 armor, yeah.
Don't you have a 1 armor?
I have a shield.
Oh, okay.
I assume shield would stack with this.
There is no stacking, I don't think, in Apocalypse World.
Oh, really?
It's armor with 2 armor is armor.
Yeah,
but you did describe your shield as like a riot shield, and so
exactly.
I think that the extra armor that you got is probably very it's somewhat restrictive. It feels like actual armor. What is it? What do you think it is?
I feel like maybe it's like an old Kevlar vest. that's had the hell shot out of it. So maybe like there's like shotgun pellets embedded in the plates, and there's like stuffing coming out of it certain places.
I gotta push up my nerd glasses here. Once a Kevlar vest is shot, it's useless. Like one shot, fucking useless.
That's why it's only +1 armor and not +2 armor.
+2 armor is
just get some tape. It's fine.
I didn't know that actually about Kevlar vests.
Yeah. Once they take a shot, they're done.
It's one shot. But it looks cooler if it's been shot, so get wrecked.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would have 2 armor going out, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that you, like... it. Maybe in order for it to be a bit more restrictive, it's either too small for you and so tight around your chest, or it's too big for you and you have to wear it on above your actual snow clothes.
Oh. I do think it would be on the outside. Like, it's going to be very obvious. So let's go with that. It's too big.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I have a machine gun.
Assault rifle, actually.
Oh, assault rifle, that's right.
Yeah.
Assault rifle, 300, etc. And +1 armor, but it's obvious.
It is obvious. It is somewhat... Armor doesn't have tags. Armor is not treated the same way as weapons.
Yeah,
the simple thing for armor is 2 armor always looks like serious armor. It could be actual body armor. It could be homemade flak jackets, riot gear, welding masks. 1 armor is just clothes, basically. It could be motorcycle jacket. Yeah. Armor.
So it's kind of like how you do your armor in blades, like with your load. When people see you, you are obviously armored. Like they know you.
Yes, that's the idea.
Yep. So that's what you have.
Okay.
They know you have.
They also can see the assault rifle because it's huge.
Yeah, it's an assault rifle. It's.
So Kim is going out, and he's going to fuck up anybody that tries to raid him when he's getting supplies. That's how it works.
Yeah, and I think that you get to the ship perfectly fine and dandy, but of course, as normal, everything is routine. But as I think you were possibly expecting, you hear voices out, like you're inside, like literally picking up the supplies, and you hear 2 voices, a man and a woman, sort of yelling, not angry, but just like as if they're a fair distance apart from each other, yelling at each other from outside. I think you don't hear what they're saying when you first hear them. What do you do?
I feel like Kim has like set up some booby traps in the ship. And I think he sets the traps, and then he like stands behind the door and waits to see if they survive.
Okay.
So I imagine like there's probably like a a hatch into the ship that is like exposed out in the snow and ice, and it's like the main way in and out. And Kim is like standing behind like one of the emergency bulkhead doors, the ones that you close if it springs a leak. And he's got his gun and he's just waiting.
Just waiting? Okay. Yeah. Why don't you... I think this makes sense to make the flashback move to see if the thing you set up in the past, booby traps, go off properly.
Yeah. I don't know of any kind of move that sets up booby traps, so I think I'm at the GM's mercy here.
Well, the flashback move is one, and then also there might be one...
There's the predator prey one.
Yeah.
Like if you are the cat, whatever that one's called.
I think that makes even more sense.
The battle moves? Gotcha.
You catch your prey. But this is more chasing. You've driven them first to a place of your choosing, say where. I don't think the cat works because it is specifically like chasing, not subtlety. The flashback move might work best because this is having set up a trap.
Sure, let's do the flashback move.
So I believe that is you. I'll double check. I think it's you roll plus sharp off of memory.
It's not a basic move. So
I'll add it to the peripheral. No, it's like a custom option move that we decided to use.
Yeah, and there's like a few variants to choose from. I think the one we decided on was Sharp, and then Hex if it's against a PC.
Yeah. Here we go. 270 is that general section.
Yeah, it's an advanced fuckery.
Yeah, exactly it is.
Declare retroactively that you've already set something up. Roll plus sharp. It's 276.
Oh, yep, I see it.
Okay.
I'm going to add this to the peripheral move since we are using it so often.
So I'll go ahead and roll sharp. Let's see what happens. All right, partial success.
So on a partial success, the MC can introduce some hitch or delay. On a miss, you set it up. Okay, anyways. On a 7 time, you set it up, yes. But here at the crucial moment, the MC can introduce some hitch or delay. Let me add this to the handout so we can do it later. Then I will see what happens. In the meanwhile, let's take a break.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes. Hopefully, I don't solo this entire campaign tonight. But
you kill every raider.
Yep. All right, we'll be back soon.